So the US is setting more troubling records with regards to the coronavirus. All-time record set. So this is from CNN. I'll link it in the description box down below. California, Texas, and Florida all set records for number of new coronavirus cases in one day, which one expert said is not due to increased testing. The three most populous U.S. states set those records, while nationally 34,728 new cases were reported Tuesday in the U.S., the third highest number of new cases reported in one day since the beginning of the pandemic. Based on the data archive kept by Johns Hopkins University, the 2 days with more cases were both in April. Those three states account for 27.4% of the 328 million people in the U.S., according to the last U.S. Census Bureau estimates. And while some politicians say that the increased testing is the cause of the positive cases, that's not necessarily so, said Michael Osterholm, director of the Center for Infectious Disease Research and Policy at the University of Minnesota. Public health scientist expert. This is not an artifact of just more testing at all, he said. In Texas, new cases and hospitalizations are rising at their fastest rate yet, with the state reporting 5,551 cases on Wednesday, breaking the previous record of 5,489 set the day before. And then, so this is the same Texas Governor Greg Abbott who was saying a couple months ago that old folks should be willing to sacrifice themselves to the economy, that grandma and grandpa should be willing to die. Texas Governor Greg Abbott urged people to stay home due to the surge, with some health officials calling for a stricter stay-at-home order. Because of the spread is so rampant right now, there's never a reason for you to have to leave your home, Abbott told CNN affiliate KBTX. Unless you need to go out, the safest place for you is at home. The nation's most populous state, California, obliterated its previous single-day high with 7,149 cases reported on Tuesday, according to the State Department of Public Health. The previous record set the day before was just more than 5,000. And again, California had already started to open back up, restaurants, barbershops, etc. And what do you know? Cases are spiking dramatically. Hospitalizations and ICU rates due to the virus were also an all-time high in the state. It's like a lot of people, a lot of state governments. Well, I mean, obviously Trump administration never took it seriously, and he, really just fucked it up and made it a lot worse than it had to be. A lot of people are just pretending like it went away. Nope, it's been with us the whole time, and you see the results of that type of attitude, both on the individual level as well as the federal and state level government as well. Governor Gavin Newsom pleaded with Californians to think of others by wearing masks, keeping a safe distance, and increasing hand washing. Loosely quoting scripture, Newsom implored residents to love thy neighbor like yourself. I mean, I agree. You're not wearing a mask out in public, you're a fucking selfish prick. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it. Get the fuck over it. Jesus. Don't be a selfish asshole. It's not that hard. Disney is delaying the phased reopening of Disneyland and California Adventure. Yeah, no shit. You think that's probably a good idea? The company's flagship theme parks in California, the company said on Wednesday, the company said that California had indicated it would not issue the theme parks reopening guidelines until sometime after July 4th. In Florida, the state reported 5,511 new cases on Tuesday, the highest number in a single day, according to the Florida Department of Health. Their governor's a real D-bag too. DeSantis has attributed the rise to testing more, but others say community transmission is still, playing a role. Yeah, no shit. I mean, Jesus Christ. And then Arizona, I mean, this fucking, again, it never went away, and I mean, frankly, our government really fucked it up. People shouldn't be having to work during a pandemic. The government, national government, should have instituted, rent mortgage freezes, canceling the student loan debt, as well as, UBI and Medicare for all. Arizona is currently seeing the highest number of new coronavirus cases per capita of any state, and of course they opened it up, never really took it seriously either. I think even like gyms and stuff are open in Arizona. And more new cases per capita than any other state besides New York or New Jersey is seen, according to a CNN analysis of data from Johns Hopkins University. The state has added about 2,742 cases per day over the same 7 days that ended on June 23rd. Adjusted for population, that's about 38 new cases per 100,000 people per day. On Tuesday, Arizona recorded 3,591 cases. Jesus. Cases rise in at least 26 states. God damn. And my state's on there too, Washington. I mean, I'm thankful the public health department and the governor is requiring, I think, starting on Friday for people to have to wear a mask in public. Yes, you're going to be close enough to people. You're going to be in a grocery store. You should have to wear a fucking mask. I appreciate that Costco mandated that shit a while ago. And of course, these stores, for people that don't have them, they give you a mask. What's the big fucking deal? I mean, Jesus Christ. Look at Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nevada, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Texas, Utah, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Over half of the states in the U.S., the cases are rising. That is deeply, deeply troubling. Between 130 and 150,000 Americans will die from the coronavirus infections by July 18th, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said its latest forecast. Again, look at the fucking lengths the government took, and I obviously don't agree with basically any parts of the war on terror, but trillions of dollars, fucking dropping bombs all over the fucking place, destroying our constitutional rights for 3,000 people that died in the terrorist attacks on the 2nd September 11th, because the first September 11th, I believe, was in 1973 with the help of the U.S. government. Salvador Allende, the democratically and leftist-leaning leader of Chile, was overthrown in a military coup by Augusto Pinochet. That was the first September 11th. Hey, fuck off. No, thank you. I don't need that dog shit. Get off there, Sanjay. And, 3,000 people died then. 130 to 150,000 will die by July 18th. That's less than a month from now, and we got fucking Dickie McGee's Act's response from federal government and a lot of state government. It's just really, really disgusting. Really, really disgusting. Damn. It's fucked, right? It's so nuts. More than 2.38 million people have been infected across the U.S. with the virus since the beginning of the pandemic, and at least 121,969 have died, according to Johns Hopkins. From Sanjay Gupta, we stopped the treatment too early. CNN chief medical correspondent Sanjay Gupta said the results could be exponential growth of cases, which we're seeing. Again, cases rising, 26 states. And I saw a thing the other day. I think the European Union is considering not letting people from the U.S. come there because how shitty the response is, and they don't want to see the cases spiking there. The U.S. is just a fucking failed state in every way at this point, and it has, for a large time been for a huge amount of the population, frankly. Yeah, so this is just more from... Damn, dude. Shit is nuts, right? Shit is nuts. Let me see here. Okay. Okay, so this is what I was looking for, because I think the article I said it was like the highest since April, but it's something I said, so it was actually the highest ever for daily coronavirus cases. 2 months after last peak, U.S. hits grim new record in COVID-19 cases. Wear a mask, dummy. And this is Arizona, one of the places seeing it spike. People going to the mall and doing that stupid shit. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. There were 38,672 positive COVID-19 tests reported in the United States today, a record high, according to the COVID Tracking Project, a volunteer organization housed out of the Atlantic that collects data on the pandemic. The count surged past the previous high of 36,001 reported on April 24th. So what is that? Almost, what? Yeah, 2 months ago, right? And we're still seeing record highs cases in 26 states increasing at this point. Now accelerating in the South and the West, Arizona, Florida, California, South Carolina. It's fucking nuts. Look at that, dude. Right back up. Do not want to be seeing that shit, man. California setting records. And look, the spikes in some of those states began a few weeks after those states lifted stay-at-home orders, even though they hadn't met some expert-recommended benchmarks. Here's again the piece of shit Texas governor. Texas Governor Abbott, for example, resisted calls to announce a statewide mask mandate. This week he encouraged Texas residents to stay home, but said he would reintroduce restrictions on businesses. Arizona Gov. Ducey said there would not be a second lockdown order, and that's the douchebag as well who was signing the fucking racist, white supremacist, xenophobic border wall with Trump the other day. And there you go, Trump doing more Trumpian things that are fucking over the population as a whole. President Trump and the federal government are withdrawing from the virus response. The administration announced Wednesday it's withdrawing federal support for 13 COVID-19 testing sites and turning management and supply acquisition over the state. 7 of those sites are in Texas. This is the logic of Trump, always looking out for his own self-interest. How can I increase my re-election chances? How can I increase my power? Everybody else be damned. If more people die, more people suffer, fuck it. All that's important is me, me, me. He's just so narcissistic and disgusting. It's just kind of a real reflection of the United States as a whole. Just the very individualistic mindset. I'm out for myself. Fuck everybody else. Trump is a great representation of that, frankly. Trump also said at a campaign rally this weekend that the country should slow down testing to avoid adding new cases to the U.S. tally. I mean, that's not going to make it go away. Jesus Christ. Some COVID-19 patients weren't worth counting, Trump said. I mean, again, a lot of these state governments, the federal government, completely dropped the ball in so many ways. People just really gotta protect themselves, wear a mask, social distance, and yeah, look out for each other, because a lot of these state governments and the federal government have done nothing to really adequately address the public health side of this or the economic crisis that unfolded as a result of this pandemic. So stay safe out there, people. Peace, love.